welcome back to my channel, and I have us in downtown Vancouver right now off of Main Street, and that's because, well, this is not just a channel regarding new construction and subdivisions, cities and suburbs, but it's also a channel that wants to inform you regarding the culture that you're going to experience here if you were to make the move. We're going to take a stroll in the older parts of downtown Vancouver, and we're going to explore what's near and dear to so many people who live here in the Pacific Northwest, and that is the love of coffee. Did you know that Washington is one of the most coffee-obsessed places in the country? And today, I'm actually going to take you to some of the newest coffee spots right here in downtown Vancouver to see what makes our local coffee scene so special. And along the way, of course, I'll be sharing some fun facts about Washingtonians and their love of coffee, because trust me, it's more than just a drink. It's actually a way of life here. Of course, I do have a few suspicions as to why it is. For instance, it is 3:30 in the afternoon and I'm kind of dragging. So I need a little pick-me-up. And so I thought, well, as I head out, why don't I do a video today regarding a couple new local coffee shops, like I said, that have opened up here that are a little bit different than the, franchises that you may see. And as I get my coffee, shoot a little video regarding what you're going to see in these shops, maybe have a conversation with one of the reps there. We're going to talk about a few things that you want to know about coffee. So I'm going to take you around town, show you the scenery, like of course what you can see behind me here, and we're going to have some coffee. Now, what's really special about RichlandHub is the fact that the owner of this little company actually comes from Tanzania. And what I really like about that is actually from someone who has been to Tanzania several times on mission trips, because missions are near and dear to my heart, both humanitarian and also to spread good news to people. But in Tanzania, when she came, she actually brought all of the different flavorful things that they do to their coffee. So when you come to this coffee shop, you're going to experience some different spices to put in your coffee that give it a wonderful, refreshing, different taste to it, which I haven't had before. So this is my second time because I really enjoy it. But also they actually import, she brings roasted cashews from Tanzania, in which she sells here. And part of the proceeds does go towards different projects and things in her country, which is wonderful. You might want to actually try out this place and see whether the different flavors and tastes that they offer here would be a refreshing change for you. As I have us strolling down here in the older section of downtown Vancouver, unlike the waterfront, like I told you that I've already shown you. And I'm going to give you some, of course, coffee facts, because you need to be well abreast of what Washingtonians love here. First and foremost, though, I do want to show you that is Keegan's Theater. That is the oldest theater here, and they're still playing movies, which is amazing. But let's get back to the fun facts that you might not know. I don't know, a few of them. As I'm showing you parts of the older part of downtown Vancouver, Washington, like buildings like that, very nice. And then we have the more modern ones like this. Let's talk some more coffee shop. Here, of course, some facts that you should know. Washington consistently ranks among the top states for coffee consumption per capita. In fact, Seattle alone actually has more coffee shops per person than any other US city. I believe it's about 1 for every 2,300 people, there's a coffee shop. Now, I just want to say something here. I used to never drink coffee. And then, of course, I discovered all things flavored creamer. And now, of course, I drink coffee. Now, don't be getting upset here, but I cannot drink black coffee. I have to have it kind of like not taste like coffee. Another fun fact, of course, is Washington is the birthplace of Starbucks. Starbucks actually opened its first coffee shop at Pike's Place in Seattle, Washington, back in the most favorite year of all time, which is 1971. And that's because, yes, that's when I was born. So you can kind of calculate my age. Anyway, I do want to show you, this is all going to be brand new because they are really building up the older parts of downtown Vancouver, Washington. So it's not about the beautiful, just nice buildings that you're going to see on the waterfront, but it's actually going to be other beautiful buildings, more shops, more multi-use, more condos, more rentals here in downtown Vancouver, because they're really aiming to kind of be the thing. Now, because we get a lot of rain and it is dark sometimes, we don't like to get out of our cars. So what would you think the next fun fact for us Washingtonians having to link to all things coffee would be? Yes, you got it right. Drive-through coffee stands are everywhere. Washington is known for its drive-through coffee culture with small little roadside stands in nearly every town. Offer specialty drinks, friendly baristas, and even themed experiences such as bikini barista stands. Yes, I personally do not go to those. Men, remember that is somebody's child. Anyway, I'm sure they have good coffee. I just feel that women wearing bikinis in our colder season is kind of questionable of why. Anyway, to each his own on how to make business. So shall we move on? Just want to stop here and show you the big, beautiful St. James Cathedral here in downtown Vancouver. Of course, you have all kinds of restaurants behind us. Everywhere here. But here's another fun fact. Even though we do, Washingtonians, have a lot of rainy and gray, cloudy climates, which does cause us to gravitate to our hotter coffees, we do, of course, love our cold coffees in the summer. So we never lose momentum. But for those of us who want to maybe have a stronger drink because of those colder days, those of us may gravitate more to an espresso coffee, or maybe what is known next. Let's talk about espresso over drip coffee. Did you know that Washingtonians actually prefer espresso-based drinks? Yes, like myself, lattes, Americanos, cappuccinos, over, of course, the basic drip coffee. The Seattle latte, which is a smooth, well-balanced latte with a local roasted bean, of course, and it's actually about the most staple drink in most of the cafes here. One thing I do want to point out that I do love about Vancouver, Washington, is the fact that you're just going to get a perfect blend of some of the older buildings along with some of the newer buildings. So you don't feel like it's lost its original charm. Like, for instance, the building back behind me over here, that one right there, beautiful older building. And of course, here they love to do a lot of different art as well on their buildings. Back there, you can see it right there. And of course, over on this side, which I'll try not to get myself killed. And that is going to be, of course, this building here, right back there. Yes, I can do that while crossing the crosswalk, but I suggest you don't do that unless you're experienced. I'm just joking. Unlike the coffee shop that I left, which they brought their coffee roasted from Tanzania, here in Washington, actually we are the largest hub for coffee roasters. In fact, Washington is the home of over 800 coffee roasters, including big names like Tully, Cafe Vida, and Olympia Coffee. And many cafes actually emphasize sustainability and ethical sourcing with, of course, with a focus on high quality single origin beans. Let me show you some other buildings behind here. This one was newer. That one was just love. You're just going to get a nice mix of all things in the older part of Vancouver, Washington. But now I'm going to take you over as I'm going to give you the next fun fact. I went to one other one, but they were already closed. Who closes our coffee places at 4? Well, okay, some people that believe that you should stop drinking coffee at a certain point in time probably would agree that it should be closed by 4. But I'm going to take you to one that actually is very fitting for the next little fun fact to know about Washington and all things for those of us who love coffee. And that brings us to our last one, which ends at our last coffee shop. And that has everything to do with coffee and community. Coffee shops here in Washington aren't just a grabbing a drink and go. They're actually gathering places for students, professionals, and of course creatives. And so many indie coffee houses host live music, poetry readings, and of course art showcases. The last one that we're going to see is, of course, this one that's behind me. This one is known as Relevant Coffee, and yes, they are open after 4. I do want to note this building here behind me. This one is a newer building that went in, which again, like I was saying, they're building a lot where they have multi-use on the bottom, and then they have the condos or apartments above it. But all in all, coffee is the way of life here in Washington. And coffee is more, of course, than a drink. It's part of culture. For me, I don't really need the caffeine. For me, I just love to have something warm in my hand because, well, we have that kind of weather here. So let's go in and take a look at this coffee shop so that you can see what Relevant has to offer for you.
So here we are, we're ending our day, and what better way to end our day with a coffee, as I said just a moment ago. I have a very special treat in that this actually happens to be one of the owners of Relevant Coffee. And so his name is Brian. Brian, thank you for being brave enough to actually get on camera.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for featuring us and for ending a stop here.
I have the stronger one with the espresso with my caramel and my oat milk because I love all things oat milk. However, you guys make beautiful presentations of coffee, not just to enjoy, but it's actually pleasing to the eye as well. And what I loved is, Brian, you had indicated that you were actually coming up with some different types of flavors and things that you were going to introduce to those who enjoy your establishment.
Yeah. We're a specialty coffee roastery here. We roast everything right behind these barn doors. So we pride ourselves on being an authentic specialty coffee experience where you can come in and see the coffee being roasted. You can taste the terroir of the coffee growing regions. And then we match that on the barista side with creating fun house-made syrups, everything made in-house. Right here we have a Black Forest mocha that we're launching soon.
Wonderful. And so how long have you guys been open?
We have been at this location in total going on 8 years next month.
And so for those who want to come for a late afternoon, they are open until 5, which is really nice. Like I said, some coffee shops don't, they close early, but not relevant. So be sure to stop by Relevant, support local, and they are local. So support local, enjoy the coffee, the smells, the taste, and also take pride in the fact that they are always thinking of you and coming up with great new flavors that will, well, excite your taste buds. So without further ado, thanks so much you guys for watching today, and until next time, have a great home buying and selling day.